So, you want to see your dreams and goals become reality? Then you're going to take command of them, of the opportunities, the threats, apply the rule of 10, and avoid victimhood.
You've got to be in command. You have to take command of it. You have to take command of your goals. You have to take command of your actions. You need to be in control. And for you to see those goals and dreams that you've been writing down, that you've been drawing, those pictures you've been making, that vision board you're putting together, for that to become a reality, you have to take control. You're in command. You are being responsible. You are taking ownership of everything. When you do that, you're relaxed. You're going to be able to respond to the needs, to the demands, to the request. And you're going to be able to react and respond in the right way. Because when you're in command, you have built systems and processes for yourself so that you know what the controls are and you can monitor them and keep them under control. If you want to command it.
Hey, I'm Miles Street. I help international business leaders who've been experiencing winning moments in the past, but right now they realize they need a new game plan and they want to dominate in their industry.
You want to see those results that you're looking for? Think about what are some of the systems, what are some of the processes that you need to build and create. What you start with today, you start building that system, you start building that process the best way you know how today. It doesn't mean it can't be made better. It doesn't mean you're not going to tweak it later on down the road, but you do it the best way you know how today. And as you take command of it, as you take control of it, and as you begin to go back, and we talked about evaluating it, the things that we're doing, and you start seeing results, and you're not quite sure about those results, well then guess what? Go back and tweak that process. But take control of it. Look at that system you've created. Look at that process you've created. Is it getting you the results you're looking for? If it's not, then tweak it. The reality is that you put systems and processes in place based on the best knowledge you have today. As you do it over and over and again, as you get better and better at it, and we talked about strengths, think about those strengths, and you're working on those strengths, you start getting better, well, guess what? You might want to tweak that process a little bit, tweak that system a little bit. But think about, what is that system? What is that process you're going to build? Because that system and process is going to help you reach your goals. Those goals, those things you're dreaming about, those things you're writing down, those things you're drawing, those things you put on your vision board, they're going to guide you. But what's going to get you there and help you accomplish it is that system, that process that you build around it. Having our personal SWOT analysis, right? And we talked about our strengths and our weaknesses. Well, tonight, for you to take command, you need to think about the other two, and that's the opportunities and the threats. So when you think about the opportunities right in front of you right now. Now, some of that could be technology. What technology out there that you can start using and leveraging to help you get ahead? Now that might mean a learning curve. That technology at the same time or other technology out there might be a threat. Okay? So you need to think about what is the technology out there that you can use for yourself to create more opportunities? How can you leverage it? What do you need to learn? What do you need to apply? What can you do with that? The other is to begin to look at the trends. What are the trends that you are seeing right now in your industry? But also don't you think outside of your industry. Because what happens is we look at the things that we know about. And we look and see what others are doing. And that's great. We can learn from that. We can take advantage of that. We can see what they're doing and try to make it better. But also, look outside of your marketplace and of your industry, and what do you see others doing outside of your marketplace and industry that you can use inside your marketplace and industry. Borrow it, steal it. It's okay. Borrow those ideas, steal those ideas. That's what smart people do. You take advantage of those opportunities and you leverage them and you use them to make yourself better. The next is, what is the voice of your customer? What do you hear your customer saying right now? What are the positive things? What are the negative things? What can you do to leverage those positive things to get you better results? What do you need to mitigate to get rid of the negative things that you're hearing from your customers right now? Whether they are internal, whether they are external, what is it that you're hearing, and how can you use that to create more opportunities for yourself? Take care of the negative, leverage the positive. We talked about some threats. Those could be the technology. The other threats could be competition. What are your competitors doing right now? What do they do better than you? What are you seeing them do, movements that they're making right now in the marketplace, and how can you get ahead or get caught up? One of the reasons I talk about dominating your competition is so there's no competition. You get to the point where you're the best. You're the absolute best. You got the best strengths. You got the best ability. You get to that place, and they're always trying to catch up with you. That doesn't mean you don't have to work. You have to work just as hard. You're just working ahead. You're one step ahead. But if you're not there yet, what is your competition doing? What can you learn from them? What do you know that you can do better than they can do? What are they doing right now that is being successful that you know if you added 10%, and we're going to talk about that 10% in just a minute, that you can make it better? So look at that competition. Finally, we talked about weaknesses last night. Those weaknesses that you need to at least get to an acceptable level, right? Those weaknesses are the ones that you know, no matter how hard you work, you may never get them to an acceptable level. If those weaknesses are a threat, you need to make sure they become a priority for you to come up for a solution for them. I don't care what that solution is, whether that solution is you getting better, or you go pay somebody, or you do something, you get that technology, whatever it might be, but take care of that. Make sure that weakness does not inhibit you and become a threat and keep you from reaching your goal. Now, outside of your SWOT.
Hey, you know the drill. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.
Our third point for tonight is the rule of 10. I called it that, just named it that. And here's what the rule of 10 is. Whatever you're doing really well right now, whatever is being very successful for you, what you do really well, focus on making it 10% better. Get 10% better on that thing that you are really, really good at. Okay, that 10% could be the game changer for you. What is it that you do really well right now? And how can you make it 10% better? Also, one thing you need to look at is look at what's happening in your industry, what some people are doing really well, what's being successful. How can you borrow or steal, yes, I said steal, borrow or steal that idea and make it 10% better? That is how people get successful. That is how people get wealthy and get rich. So figure out what it is that you do well already and is really working for you, and you can make it 10% better. Maybe it's 10% more effort. Maybe it's 10% more investment. Maybe it's leveraging technology to make it better. Whatever it might be, increase it by 10%. There's a good idea out there somewhere. You seeing that good idea, and you know you have the skills and abilities to make it better. Well, borrow that idea, steal that idea, and put your spin on it and make it 10% better for yourself and leverage that. And that'll make a big difference for yourself. And that's the rule of 10. Just get 10% better. Whatever it is that you do really well. Finally, is stay away from victimhood. yeah, that is going to destroy you. What you're about to launch out on and do for yourself, you're going to face challenges. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to work harder than you've ever worked before. You should, at least. I hope you are. And you're going to face challenges and difficulties along the way. There have been, I don't know the story of anyone that's been successful that didn't face some kind of hardship or difficulty along the way. And when you do that and you face that, you can't play the victim. You have to own up to your responsibility, your contribution. How did it get that way? If this is your goal and this is your dream and you've been writing these goals and dreams down, you've been drawing these pictures for yourself, you've got it on your vision board, you've thought about those strengths, you're working on them, you're improving on some of those weaknesses, okay? Yeah, you're evaluating yourself, you're following the 80-20 rule and focusing on that top 20% for yourself. As you get into it, as you go about this, you're going to see some wins. You're going to see small wins. You might see big wins, but you're also going to see some setbacks. You're going to experience some losses along the way, some difficulty along the way. And when you do not become the victim. When you become the victim, you lose. And this is not about losing. This is about winning. This is about dominating. And dominating doesn't mean you don't face hardship. Dominating means you go through hell and you come out on the other side of it because you're a better person, because you learn from it. You've taken the things that you've applied so far and you found a way through it. What we'll talk about tomorrow night, you figured it out. You figured out a way through it and you find that path for yourself. So we covered tonight, commanding it basically means you're taking complete control and ownership of it. You have built a system and process for yourself so you can keep control of it. We've finished out the SWOT analysis. We looked at opportunities and threats. You've identified what those opportunities you have. You've identified your threats in the process. We're applying the rule of 10. What is it that you're really working for you right now and you're increasing it by 10%? What is it that you see that's happening in the marketplace that someone else is doing really good and you could do the same thing but do it better and increase it by 10%? You're doing that. And finally, you're not succumbing to victimhood. All right? And before I go, I got a question for you. So what is it that you see right now that's working for you? That one thing. I want you to focus on taking command and adding that 10% to that one thing and take command of it.
Hey, I'm Miles Street. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this has been of value to you. Sign up for your strategy call in the description below if you want to experience more success and dominate in your industry and life.